Let's load these barrels up into the car,
Hmm.
shall we?
Greetings. I hope to see you.
We'll head off here. We can repair it down here presumably. Then we'll head back to Half Hill and back to the brewery. Oh, nice. I followed Steve on Patreon, and he put out a video today, 100 Days Minecraft Hardcore Vampire. And since I followed him on Patreon, I outright got a little update about it. And a .zip link for his, well, a zip folder for his, for the mod pack he used in the video. Uh, so that, so it's nice. There we go.
Till next we meet.
Don't have auto repair isn't working for some reason. Is there not auto repair in this anymore? Don't seem to have it anymore.
How may I help? The moon be with you. Be careful.
There's such an urge to kill them. Right, heard him.
Need to get closer. That spell isn't ready. I can't cast it. Cast it. I can't cast it. That spell isn't ready.
Okay, I think that's confirmation. The goats don't give any meat.
What do you need?
Huh. There's actually a brewer here.
Speaks of your deeds. Do you hear the river's song?
They're called traders, but they don't have an for trade. Here we go. And here we have another reading, folks, just north of the brewery in Thirsty Alley, the Storm Stout Brewery. The Wandering Widow. Many generations ago, Wu Lang, the explorer, returned to Pandaria every 5 years on the back of a giant sea turtle, collecting more and more explorers with each visit. Locals had taken to naming it the Wandering Isle, for the turtle had grown so large as to have a small town and temple built upon its back. One year, local widow Mabs Stormstout was grief-stricken over the loss of her husband to a tragic and grave press accident. She declared that Pandaria no longer had anything to offer her. With that, she and her young son, Lao Stormstout, climbed aboard the turtle, among the first brewmasters to do so. Wandering Isle has not returned to Pandaria in many generations. It's presumed that the turtle Shen Sin Su stopped returning to the mainland shortly after the death of his beloved friend, Wu Lang. One, two. Explaining why Chen didn't come back here since, because the turtle was the only way to An Fort. I guess the turtle must also be cloaked. Just with the amount of ships going around, you know? You'd think someone would have noticed.
Ah, hey. May your journey be long.
May your days be long. May your days be short and your hardships many. Oh, okay, I thought they were gonna run over or something. I didn't get to see the giant host.
There's anything I can do.
Brewery's got a second see you on the other over yonder.
I thought that was gonna be a cutscene cinematic thing.
Wait up.
This vermin land. But yeah, I thought there was gonna be a cinematic about that giant monkey coming in. Might be misremembering. Ook Ook. It's not possible to even kill Ook Ook here. Suppose it was worse fate than being stuck forever inside a beer barrel. No, there really isn't.
I can cast that.
Well, I suppose there is, but it's certainly up there. Because you're just gonna end up stewing in your own piss and shit, you know? And you'll forever be named as Barrel Lord of Nurgle. If you don't get that reference, not necessarily the of Nurgle part, but Barrel Lord, it's a parody. There was a guy who was, no one knows his name, but his last moments are recounted in news articles. His girlfriend and roommates reported that he was unresponsive, but paramedics couldn't get him out because of his size. Police had to knock down the wall and lift him out through the hole in the wall. The man had spent the last 3 years stewing in his own filth in an armchair. He didn't get out to go to the bathroom. He just went where he was and slept there, ate there, lived there for a few years. And the cops had to knock a hole in the wall and lift him and the chair out. He was fused to it. They had to actually surgically remove him from it, but he didn't survive. He was unresponsive in the first place. He wasn't doing well, and they had to surgically remove him from the goddamn chair. Possibly before they could get to doing anything else. So, I'm trying to remember from years ago reading this, so I may be wrong on details. But if you search, 1D4chan had a post about it, and it will give you enough details to search it on Google to find the articles. There's actually a few people that have gone out like this, it seemed. But find the one that most matches the 1D4chan one, and that's probably the Chairlord. I don't think they've linked to any news articles on the site. But yeah, that's 1D4chan nicknamed him Chairlord of Nurgle, because he's forever chair-bound, and he's disgustingly filthy. Nurgle is a god of disease from Warhammer, if you didn't know. So yeah, I don't know how anyone could let themselves get that bad. I can get depression and being messy. I know I am. But stewing in your own filth for years on end, just pissing and shitting where you sit, and being like that for years on end, I don't know how anyone could do that to themselves. Moreover, he had a girlfriend. He had roommates that cared enough about him to call for an ambulance when he went unresponsive. Why didn't they say something in the first place? Why didn't they, stage an intervention? Or fuck, they were only renting. I'm sorry, if you're my friend and you want to shit and piss yourself in an armchair to death till you die, either I'm going to forcibly stage an intervention, or I'm going to get you fucking kicked out. You can do that somewhere fucking else. If you won't, accept the intervention, then I'm going to just, cut ties. That may sound cruel, but imagine the smell. He's been sitting there in his own piss and shit for, I was saying 3 years, but it could have been more, it could have been less. It could have been 5 years. But he's been stewing in his own filth for years. Imagine the smell doesn't do it justice. Like, the whole house would have stank with that. And think of the fly situation. The people rooming with him and who, you know, let the place get that bad are a little better than he is.
Still recharging. I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready. Yeah, I can't cast that. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready.
Like, the whole place would have smelt vile.
Still recharging.
It would have stuck on their clothes. The whole house would have been afflicted by it, unless it's a goddamn mansion they lived in, and they could just give him his own wing to befoul. So, not only is he stewing in his own filth, the whole place would perpetually smell of it. You know, regardless about staging, like apparently they were friends, so you'd imagine they would stage an intervention, given that their friend seems to be losing it. Beyond that, you think they'd stage an intervention because of how he's befouling the house, and the whole place stinking of his reek. Or, you know, just see, you know, leaving. You know? I don't... There was one thought that always crossed my mind, and I always felt awkward in saying it, in case it was a suitable thing to say.
I can't cast that.
But, you know, like I said, it keeps crossing my mind that I'm damn well gonna say it. I hope it was the Chair Lord's choice to be like this, because there's another reason why they may not have called anyone to stage an intervention.
That's still recharging.
He wasn't exactly willing in this. This was something inflicted upon him, rather than a willing choice. The guy was more prisoner than, you know, anything else. That's my fear, because it's just like, you know, I don't understand how someone could do this to themselves otherwise, you know? Like, that's the way that makes most sense to me. If they were friends and cared about him, why wouldn't they stage an intervention? If he's doing that, the whole place would reek and be ruined with it. Why wouldn't they stage an intervention then, or get him fucking evicted? You know, why would the girlfriend stay with him that long? You know, why would they stay in the place if it's like that? You know, why would they put up with it if they're not going to stage an intervention to try and get him help? You know, it's like, fine, he doesn't want it. I give up. You know, then why stay? You know, I don't understand this frame of mind at all. So the one thing that keeps coming to my mind is he was the only one not into the situation. Or there's a third point where all four of them were in. Like, I'm assuming 2 friends, a girlfriend, and him, but I don't actually remember the numbers exactly. I don't know how many friends there was. I thought it was him and 3 others. But maybe it's option whatever. And it's not that he was into it and they weren't. It's not that he wasn't into it and they were. All 4 of them were into it. And that's why they were fine with the situation. So, maybe that was it. But it always weighs on my head, the idea that this one guy was pushed into it. The other 3, through whatever means, basically imprisoned this guy in his room, and only when he was on death's door did they relent and get him help. So that's the one thing in the back of my head, because I just can't understand the situation. Like, someone going, like, I don't know what would lead a guy up to being fine with sitting in an armchair and pissing and shitting himself for years on end. But he's had people that seemingly care about him, so it's odd that they wouldn't stage an intervention. It's odd that they wouldn't stage an intervention simply for their own, quality of life. And it's odd that they would stay if they didn't like what's going on. So I don't get why a guy would do it. I don't get why they put up with it so long. I can't remember what the third thing was going to be. But, so basically it's just like... Oh, my head. I'm just feeling awkward now. But yeah, basically, the way my head keeps going about it was he even willing? My initial thought was that this was his idea and the rest didn't like it, but he pulled ahead. My follow-up idea and the worry was that it was their idea, he wasn't in on it, but for whatever reason, had no choice in the matter. The third option is that they were all in on it. Like, he liked the idea, she liked the idea, the friends liked the idea. And so they're all freaks. I have no idea though. So, yeah, I think, like, they care about him. Why wouldn't they stage an intervention? Why wouldn't they stage an intervention for their own quality of life? And why would they stay? If they aren't happy with it, why not one of these three? Like, say they staged an intervention, but he wouldn't listen. He ignored it. Why stay and watch your friend piss and shit himself to death and defile himself? I couldn't bring myself to do that, and I couldn't bring myself to put up with the smell that would be leaking out of his room the whole time. That would defile the rest of the house. So, I really don't get this. My fear is that he wasn't exactly willing, he was a prisoner in his own home, and this was inflicted upon him. Depending on his condition, he may have been, unable to move. Even before, say if he broke his leg, he would have difficulty getting out. Then, it would be easy enough to have a guy as a prisoner in his own home, is what I'm saying. And if he doesn't have a phone, doesn't have access to a PC, he's no way to get help. So... But then there's the third option of them all equally being into it. It's a, weird polycule thing, and they're all equally freaky and fucked up. So it's just like, I just really don't get it. And as fucked up as it is, I hope the guy was at least, this is what he wanted of his life, As terrible as a life it would be, I hope it's at least what he wanted. Silver lining and all that. If someone wants to go out in a weird way, at least it's how they want to go out, rather than it being inflicted upon them. Someone wants to wants to burn to death. Fucking weird, but at least it's what they want. It's not being inflicted upon them, presuming it's not stemming from just some sort of issue with their head. Well, I think you would probably have to have an issue with your head to want to burn to death, but you get my point. So yeah, that's what always goes through my head with the Chair Lord whenever I think of him was, is it what he wanted? Or was this something that was forced upon him? A choice made for him? So that's always weighing in the back of my head. Sorry for belaboring it. It's just I felt like I was botching what I was saying. That I was saying that I garbled my words, that I wasn't clear enough, and so I started cycling. Especially given that I was nervous that I was messing up. Is especially. Especially. Fuck! I'm getting distracted by chat, so was, I was. I felt like I wasn't making sense of what I was saying, and I was extra nervous because it's just like, oh, what if I'm wrong for saying this, suggesting it? Like, no one can ID who Chairlord was or his friends. The articles were vague about it. Chairlord's not identifiable. So, it's not like I'm, running anyone's name down, you know? And if anyone comes forward to sue me, they're literally IDing themselves as someone who, well, they're actually putting a name and a face to it, you know? Something we didn't have beforehand. So they're, the shame's only kicking in then, you know? So, but yeah, I'm feeling nervous just talking about it in general, then I'm feeling nervous like, oh, what if it's wrong to say this? So I end up looping. This is my head for you.
Fine day. See ya.
Hey! Alright, let's go!
All right. Until next time. This from the brewery. Come back. Stout! Give me a hand. Once we get rid of these spirits, we can move on.
He attacks them and they don't give a shit. I attack them and they start trying to murder me. Actually, I think he's one-shotting them, so yeah.
I can't cast that. I need to get That sure was nice of those spirits to hop into this pot. What? That's still written.
This does not last very long, Wings. But yeah, sorry for looping there, like I said, I just got nervous. Like, am I even making sense here? And then I got nervous with, saying that thing at all. You know, about like, oh. I don't see why anyone would do it to themselves, and I don't see why friends would sit around and let their friend do it to themselves. So, my mind immediately goes with the idea of it being inflicted on the guy rather than them. So, it's just, I feel bad, like, I can't be sued for saying that, can I? But it's not like anyone can be ID'd. It's not like I'm saying particular names around like that, you know? No, only the people involved know who Chairlord is.
I'm going to wring some of this beer out of my clothes. You go on ahead. Find Mudman.
He's just gonna get drunk off it.
All right. Let's go smush that water varmint. It's too far away. That's
Eddie, as in
That's still Richard. That's
Water Eddie. Uh,
let's kick the little bubbles at his face. Here and pop his bubble. I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still Richard. I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still Richard. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still Richard.
oh,
To the fire. I can't
I thought.
cast that.
Didn't think I had a click.
That spell isn't
Oh, I didn't see click on. I thought I had to damage it to weaken it. Whoops.
I can't cast that.
I was trying to go off memory more so.
That spell isn't ready.
We do it again.
Look out! Here comes still Richard. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still Richard.
Elbow.
Cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. Let their bubble.
Tick with 2 C's.
Now get over here and pop his bub back to the fire. I need a target. Nice fight. Real hero. Y'all should check in. Here.
There we go.
I need to get closer. That's still Richard. I can't cast that yet. That's still Richard. I can't cast that yet.
Get a barrel.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that. That's still
She's actually trying to join in.
spell isn't
I didn't think she did.
still Richard. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
I didn't remember her ever throwing down.
I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still Richard.
Now, Juga chase Panda Girl.
Stop. You're banned from all school zones.
Need to get closer. I can't cast that yet. That's still Richard. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still Richard.
I think we're all
And we
done.
can cross one off the
Let's
list.
meet up with those two oafs at the brewery's back entrance.
So, got any stories?
Ooh. It's blue, though sadly slightly inferior.
I travel well.
Okay, I don't know if we did this. We need to know what's going on inside that brewery, Desik. We have cleared out some of the bigger pests, but I'm certain there's plenty more where they came from. Gather up a few friends and meet me inside. Okay, that's just a dungeon quest.
You seem a little parched. Sit down.
Looking to buy?
1, 2, 3. For a moment I thought I felt something wet land on me there. I think it's just a feeling in my leg. It's concerning if some wet did hit me, because that would mean the ceiling is leaking again. And I have nowhere to sleep. And I'm getting tired. Excuse me, Desic, did I hear your name correctly? I've come from Stonepound the West. They sent me to pick up some emergency beer rations, but Storm South Brewery is all boarded up. Looks like your handsome friend there. No, not my mug, the other one. Has a few casks with him. Could you spare a cask for a town in need?
May your days bring you joy.
I have a rule. Anyone who calls me handsome gets free beer. Crack on. And so we're off to actually do some new quests. Not sure if I ever did Nesingwary's Safari down there. But let's head up here. We've done all the lead-up quests for this, so... we'll have all the different people help us.
Speak up.
Dragon Wing Dan.
What wisdom do you seek? Live for your
Tell me
Oh,
of your
here's Lynn.
travels.
Oh, it's you. No, I haven't found the hidden master yet. Probably wasted my time coming out here.
Farewell.
I'm not from here. Haven't even been here. I've never even been here before today. I can tell you that something's wrong. The wall over there was built to keep Manted up Pandaria lands. Now Manted are sending their winged scouts over the top. This wall wasn't even there. Only reason those spindly scouts aren't dying is because they're attacking farmers, not soldiers. Was that a chance against someone like
I
you?
hope to see you again soon.
We are the watchers on the wall.
Defense of Stonepile is more important than you may know. Manta takes Stonepile, they may as well take this entire valley. Beyond this wall, there is nothing to stop them from sweeping through the entirety of Pandaria. Yeah, it's a bit of a linchpin. And this is just an open plain. Vast armies sweeping across it. There's no real defensible positions beyond here. Now, you could like have a bottleneck of some sort and try and, with that mountain range. But if they're flying troops, that kind of, ruins that idea. They would also easily be able to Casrang Wilds down that way. So, yeah. Funny thing is, does this wall really continue down into Casrang Wilds? I think it does, actually.
Beware the
Greetings,
western
Paladin.
wind. We serve so others do not have to. Watch the shadows. The wall.
Okay, I don't seem to have...
Goodbye.
Oh? Ominous presence feels like you're being hunted.
How may I help? Goddess watch over you. I am honored. Be careful.
I need to target something first.
I don't seem to have the, like, yeah, the quest. The
Hello.
I don't have the quest these guys had. Gave. I'm gonna log out. I don't. Basically, I had that guy's quest to go warn the other place. Or no, did I get it off of the other ambassador? Might have gotten it off of the other ambassador. But I don't have it in my quest log. And no one else is giving any other quest.
What brings you here?
Yeah, I don't have any quest there. It's as if it's been removed. This keeps telling me she has a quest for me, but she doesn't. Are these even still here?
Greetings, wanderer. There is no
Hmm. They're not actually flagged as PvP, meaning they are valid targets to find. Hmm. Probably not that good to.
Are you well?
Oh, I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready. Yeah. I can't cast that.
I didn't just go mad and turn the quest in and not realize I already did. No, no.
Cast that.
Okay. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 9. Yeah, I just don't have that quest anymore. It's just gone. And nowhere else will give me an equivalent. It's just gone. Here, I'm gonna stop for a mo. Hello, folks, and I've returned. But I don't know if I'm gonna return for long. I'm very annoyed that the quest has suddenly disappeared. I'm worried if that has any implications for me.
Greetings, wanderer.
But, we'll...
I need a target.
I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna head back to